deal with a few basic mathematical number concepts just to help some of our learners, especially during this time of lockdown, just to brush up on their basic number concept skills and knowledge, because the capacity to learn is a gift, the ability to learn is a skill, and the willingness to learn is a choice. The first part that I'm going to look at is factors. Now factors, when we talk about factors, we are looking at a factor is a number which divides into another number exactly with no remainder. Or we can also even explain it where we say when two or more numbers are multiplied, then each number is then a factor of the product or the answer. Like in the example that I'm showing you here, where we say 1 multiplied 12 is equal to 12, and then we say 2 multiplied 6 is 12, and 3 multiplied 4 is also 12, which means 1 is a factor of 12 and 12 is a factor of 12. 2 multiplied 6 means also that 2 is a factor of 12 and 6 is also a factor of 12. And then we've got 3 multiplied 4, which will also give us 12, and that means that 3 is a factor of 12 as well as 4. And that's why we say when you multiply two or more whole numbers with each other, each number is a factor of the product or the answer. Therefore 1 and 12 are factors of 12, because when you multiply 1 with 12, it equals 12. And it's the same applies to 2 and 6 as well as 3 and 4. Therefore the factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Those are the factors of 12, and we got those factors by multiplying those numbers with each other so that we can get the product 12. Just some more factors, just for exercise purposes. We've got factors of 20, factors of 16, 24, and we will do the same. We will multiply two numbers with each other to get to a product, and each number will then be a factor of that product. For example, 1 multiplied 20 will give you 20, 2 multiplied 10 is 20, and 4 multiplied 5 is 20, which means 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, and 20 are all factors of 20. Therefore the factors of 16, 1 multiply 16 is 16, and then 2 multiply 8 is 16, and then 4 multiply 4 is also 16, which means 1, 2, 4, 8, and 16 are factors of 16. And we do the same with 24, where we say 1 multiplied 24 is 24, and 2 multiplied 12 is 24, 3 multiplied 8 is 24, and 4 multiplied 6 is also 24, which means 4 and 6 are factors of 24, 3 and 8 are factors of 24, 2 and 12 are factors of 24, as well as 1 and 24. So just to list those factors of 20 and the factors of 24, we get 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, and 20. Those are the factors of 20. And then the factors listed for 16 are 1, 2, 4, 8, and 16. You see, I get all these factors from the numbers that I multiplied with each other. For example, 1 multiplied 24, that 1 is a factor of 24, as well as the 2 times 12, 3 times 8, that 3 is a factor, and 4 multiplies 6, that 4 is a factor, as well as the 6 is also a factor, 8 is a factor, 12, and 24. So those are the factors of 20, 16, and 24. Now I've got another one, greatest common factor. So let's look at an explanation of it. The highest common factor is the largest of the common factors. So we will again have to find the factors of numbers. For example, the factors of 12. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. The factors of 16, we get 1, 2, 4, 8, and 16. The factors of 20 that we just got, it's 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, and 20. And the last one is the factors of 24. The factors of 24 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 24. So we need to get the highest common factor from all 4 of these numbers, 12, 16, 20, and 24. So, but the first thing we need to do is we need to find the common factors, which means numbers or factors that are common to all 4 of these numbers, to 12, 16, 20, and 24. So we start with 1, and we can see that 1 is a factor of 12 and 16 and 20 and 24. So 1 is our first common factor. And then we've got 2. We can see 2 is also a factor of 12, 16, 20, and 24. So 2 is our next common factor. If we look at the next one, it's 3. 3 is not a common factor because it does not appear in all 4 factors that we've listed here of the numbers 12, 16, 20, and 24. So the next factor is 4. 4 is a factor of 12, of 16, of 20, and of 24. So our next common factor is 4. Okay, then we look at 6. Now 6 is not a common factor. And then 12. 12 is also not a common factor. So we've got only these 3 common factors, 1, 2, and 4. So when we look at the highest or the greatest common factor of the 3 factors that we have here, it will be 4. So our highest common factor will be 4. Okay, great. I hope we are still fine and we're still following and trying to explain it as basic as possible so that parents can also just help our kids, our children, when they do these things, that we can also just go through it and see how it is done, and then we can help our children at home also. And I've got some activities here where I want you to list the factors of 18, 21, 32, 49, and 100. Okay? Yes, we will be happy if you can get all these factors correct. So, 18, we've got 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. And then the factors of 21 is 1, 3, 7, and 21. Factors of 32, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. Factors of 49 is 1, 7, 49. And then the factors of 100, we have 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, 20, 25, 50, and 100. Okay, some more activities. Now we're looking at finding our highest common factor, or our greatest common factor. So find the common factors of 18 and 45, 14 and 28, 15 and 10, 28 and 44, and 21 and 27. What you can also do is you can pause the video and you can do this on your own just to check whether you understand it. And once you are done doing it, you can just play the video again just to check your answers and compare it with the answers that you see in the video. So what I've done is I've only listed the common factors here. For 18 and 45, it will be 1, 2, 3, and 9. And then common factors of 14 will be 1, 2, 7, and 14. The common factors of 15 and 10 will be 1 and 5. The common factors for 28 and 44 will be 1, 2, and 4. And then the last one, the common factors for 21 and 27 will be 1 and 3. So the highest common factor for 18 and 45 will be 9. Highest common factor for 14 and 28 will be 14. And then the highest common factor for 15 and 10 is 5. Highest common factor for 28 and 44 is 4. And then 21 and 27 will be 3. Okay. Okay, the next topic of this tutorial, I will be looking at prime and composite numbers. Now, prime numbers are numbers with only two factors, 1 and the number itself. Only two factors. And I'm going to list the first few prime numbers, starting with 2, which is an even number, and it's also the only even number which is a prime number, because it has only two factors, 1 and 2. The next one prime number is 3. 3 has factors 1 and 3. Then we've got 5 with factors 1 and 5. We have 7 with factors 1 and 7. And then we have 11 with factors 1 and 11. Now 2, 3, 5, 7, and 11, they are all prime numbers because each number has only two factors, 1 and the number itself. Just again emphasizing, a prime number is a number with only two factors, 1 and the number itself. Okay, so let's continue and let's do an activity only just for reinforcement purposes. And I want us to look at the set of numbers that I've put as an activity here, where I want us to select all the prime numbers from the set. Now what you can do is you can pause the video again and try to do this on your own first, just to check. You list all the prime numbers from this set, and once you are done, you can play the video again to compare your answers or your prime numbers with the ones that I'm going to list here. So the first one is 2, 3, because we've done 2 and 3 already, we've done 5 already, we've done 7 already, and we've done 11. Those were the first 5 prime numbers that we've listed just now. And then if we continue, then we have 13, which is also a prime number with two factors, 1 and 13. And we have 19. 1 and 19 are the factors of 19. We have 23. 23 is a prime number because it has only two factors, 1 and 23. Then we have 29 as a prime number. We have 31 as a prime number. We have 37 as a prime number. 41 is also a prime number. 47 is a prime number. We have 53 as a prime number. And then we've got 59 because it also has only two factors, 1 and 59. We have 61 as a prime number. And the last one we have 67 as a prime number. What I've done also is just to list it at the bottom. So the prime numbers here we've got 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37, 41, 47, 53, 59, 61 and 67. Okay, let's continue. If you're not sure, you can rewind or you can just watch this part of the video again. Then we have our composite numbers. Composite numbers are whole numbers which have more than two factors. Okay, where prime numbers have only two factors, our composite numbers have more than two factors. And I'm also going to list the first few composite numbers. The first one is 4 with factors 1, 2 and 4. As you can see, it has more than two factors. That's why it is called a composite number. Then we have 6 with factors 1, 2, 3 and 6. It has more than two factors, and because it has more than two factors, it is a composite number. Then we've got 8 with factors 1, 2, 4 and 8, 4 factors. 10 has also 4 factors, 1, 2, 5 and 10. And then 12 with factors 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. So 4, 6, 8, 10 and 12 are all composite numbers because each number has more than two factors. Okay, I hope this is at least clear. Okay, now we are going to look at prime factors. Okay, so we're just combining prime numbers and factors. Okay, so prime factors are factors of a number which are also prime numbers, and every composite number can be shown as a product of its prime factors. As an example, let's find the prime factors of 18 and 100. Just to list them for now, prime factors of 18 and the prime factors of 100. We've got the prime factors of 18 is 2 multiply 3 multiply 3. 2 multiply 3 is 6 and 6 multiply 3 is 18. And then we've got prime factors of 100. It's 2, 2, 5 and 5, because 2 multiply 2 is 4, multiply 5 is 20, and 20 multiply 5 is 100. Now let's see how do we get these prime factors. Okay, and I'm going to use what we call a factor tree. Now a factor tree is a special diagram that we use to find factors of a number, and then we find the factors of those numbers until we cannot factor anymore. And then I've got two types here where we find the factors of 18. Okay, so we start with the lowest ones normally. We start with the lowest prime number, and the lowest prime number is 2. So 2 is also a factor of 18, we can see, because when we divide 18 by 2, we get 9, or we can also say 2 into 18 9 times. Now 2 again is not a factor of 9, so we will have to go to the next prime number, which is 3, and then we say 3 into 9 3 times, or 9 divided by 3 is 3, and then we have 3 again, which can divide into 3, and then we say 3 into 3 one time. So the prime factors of 18 will be the yellow ones, which will be 2, 3, and 3. So when we say 2 multiply 3 is 6, multiply 3 will be 18. This is just also another way to do it, where we find 2 and 9. 2 multiply 9 will give us 18. 2 is a prime number, 9 is not, so we will get the factors of 9, which are prime numbers. It is 3 and 3, and we've got our 2, which is already a prime number, and then we have the factors of 18 as 2, 3, and 3. Right, let's continue and do just a few more examples. There's an activity where I would like us to look at these 3 numbers that we have to find prime factors of them. Draw a factor 3 and write the following as a product of its prime factors: 38, 27, and 100. Okay, again, if you would like to, you can pause the video here and you can try it on your own first, and when you are done you can compare it again with the video explanation. We do the same that we've done just now. So we start again with the lowest prime number, which is 2. Yes, 2 is a factor of 38, and 2 is also a prime number. So 2 into 38, or 38 divided by 2, will give us 19. Nineteen is a prime number by itself, so it has 2 factors, 1 and 19. So what we do, we divide 19 by itself and we get 1. So the prime factors of 38 will be 2 and 19, which means 2 multiply 19 will give us 38. And then 27, if we get the prime factors of 27, we again start with 2, but 2, if we look at 2, 2 is not a factor of 27, because 27 is an uneven or an odd number. 27 is an odd number, therefore 2 will not be a factor of 27. And then we go to the next prime number, which is 3, and we say 27 divided by 3 will give us 9. And then we use 3 again. We say 9 divided by 3 will give us 3. And then we say 3 divided by itself will give us 1. So the prime factors of 27 will therefore be 3 multiply 3 multiply 3, which is 3 multiply 3 will give us 9. And 9 multiply 3 will give us 27. So what we've done here, we wrote 27 as a product of its prime factors. And the last one here is 100. Start again there with 100. Again we go back to 2, which is the smallest prime number. 2, and we say 100 divided by 2 will give us 50. And when you look at 50, it's an even number, which means it also suggests that 2 is a factor of 50. Then we say 50 divided by 2 will give us 25. And then 25 is an odd number again, so we cannot use 2 again because 2 is not a factor of 25. Then we will use 3. No, 3 is also not a factor of 25. And then the next prime number will be 5, and we say 25 divided by 5 is 5, and then we use 5 and we divide it by itself and we will get 1. So then if we list those prime factors and we write 100 as a product of its prime factors, it will be 2 multiplied 2, which is 4, multiply 5, which is 20, then we multiply 20 with 5, will give us 100. Okay, next topic of this tutorial, we'll look at multiples. Okay, and multiples of a number are obtained by multiplying it by the natural numbers, and I've listed here the first 5 multiples of 5 and the first 5 multiples of 8 and also the first 5 multiples of 12. Now let's look at it. When we said here that when we multiplied by the natural numbers, I've used the natural numbers here, and then I've used 5 there because I'm going to find the first 5 multiples of 5, and then I'm going to write down the multiples of 5. So the first natural number is 1. If we multiply it by 5, we get 5, which means 5 is a multiple of 5. Then we have 2 that we multiply with 5, then we get 10, and it means that 10 is a multiple of 5. The next one is 3. 3 multiplied 5 is 15, which means 15 is a multiple of 5. It is the third multiple of 5. Then we have 4 multiplied 5 is 20. 20 is therefore a multiple of 5. And then we have 5, which we multiply with 5, then we get 25, and 25 is a multiple of 5. And then when we list these multiples, it will be those pink ones, which is 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. Next one is 8. We're going to find the first 5 multiples of 8. The same process, we start with the first one, which is 1, that we multiply with 8 and we get 8, which means 8 is a multiple of 8. Then we have 2 multiply 8 is 16. 16 is a multiple of 8. 3 multiply 8 is 24, which means 24 is a multiple of 8. And then we have 4 multiply 8 is 32. And then 32 is a multiple of 8. It is the fourth multiple of 8. And then we have 5 multiply 8 will give us 40. And then 40 is a multiple of 8. And then we are going to list these multiples at the bottom. The multiples of 8 will therefore be 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. Again, these are only the first 5 multiples. We can continue from 40 to 48. From when we look at the multiples of 5, we have 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, and then we can continue like that. Okay, so I only use the first 5 just for explanation purposes, and I don't want this video to be very long so that we eat this elephant one bite at a time. Okay. Next number is 12. We find the multiples of 12. So we say 1 multiplied 12 is 12, which means 12 is a multiple of 12. And then we have the next one, 2 multiplied 12 is 24. 24 is a multiple of 12. 3 multiplied 12 is 36, which means 36 is a multiple of 12. And we have 4 multiplied 12 is 48. And then 48 is a multiple of 12. Then we have 5 multiplied 12 is 60. And it also means that 60 is therefore a multiple of 12. So when we list these multiples, we have 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, and we can continue 72 and like that. But again, these are only the first 5 multiples. You can go to 6 times 12, you can go to 6 multiply 8, you can go to 6 multiply 5, and you can continue like that with all the natural numbers to find all the other multiples of 5, 8, 12, or any number. Okay. Let's look at the lowest common multiple. Now the lowest common multiple of a group of numbers is the smallest multiple common to all the numbers. Okay, so again here, find the lowest common multiple of the numbers 6 and 8. So again, we follow the same process to find the multiples first. We find the multiples of 6, which is 1 multiply 6 is 6, 2 multiply 6, 12, 3 multiply 6, 18, 4 multiply 6, 24, and 5 multiply 6, 30. So the multiples of 6 will then be 6, 12, 18, 24, and 30. And then we look at the multiples of 8, which will be 1 multiply 8 is 8, 2 multiply 8 is 16, which means 16 is a multiple of 8. 3 multiply 8 is 24, 24 is a multiple of 8. And we have 4 multiply 8, which is 32. 32 is therefore a multiple of 8. And then the last one, 5 multiply 8, which is 40. And then the multiples of 8 is 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. Okay, so the lowest common multiple is 24. There you have it. Okay, 24 is the lowest common multiple of the numbers 6 and 8. Yes. If you've got it right, jump up in the air. Okay, there's an activity. Find the lowest common multiple of the following numbers, 8 and 12. They are the multiples of 8, which is 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, which is also the first 5 multiples of 8. The multiples of 12, first 5, it's 12, 24, 36, 48, and 60. So if we find the lowest common multiple, we look at 24 as the lowest multiple that you will find in the multiples of 8 and in the multiples of 12. So it's 24 is our lowest multiple, common multiple. Okay. Then the next one is 6, 7, and 14. You'll see I've got 3 numbers there, 6, 7, and 14. So we'll have to find the multiples of 6 and 7 and 14. So it's 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42. We have 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, and 42. And then we have 14, 28, 42, 56, and 70. So we'll have to find out what is the lowest number or the lowest multiple that you will find in all 3 of those multiples. And then with 6 now, 6 is not common, 12 is not common, 18 is not common, 24 no, 30 is not common, 36 is not common, 42 is common. So 42 will be a multiple of 6, 42 is a multiple of 7, 42 is a multiple of 14. So the lowest common multiple for 6, 7, and 14 is therefore 42. Next exercise, we have 6, 9, and 18. We list the multiples of 6, the multiples of 9, the multiples of 18, and we find the lowest common multiple. We look at 6, now it's not common, 12, Now it's not common. 18 is therefore the lowest common because it's a multiple of 6. 18 is a multiple of 9. And 18 is a multiple of 18. So the lowest common multiple is 18. And then the last one, I've got 2, 3, and 6. List the multiples of 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Multiples of 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. And the multiples of 6, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42. So now we also have to look at common multiples too. Now it's not a common multiple. 4, no, 6, yes. 6 is a multiple of 2, 6 is a multiple of 3, and 6 is a multiple of 6. So the lowest common multiple for 2, 3, and 6 will be 6. Okay.